Elizabeth, it's Mr. Smith. So as I said in the email, if you don't have a printer or maybe somebody in the house that does or somewhere close, then you could always write it down. I know it'll take some time, but I don't really have any other good options for you. You're not really supposed to have a phone out or something like that. All right, so let's look at 32. If you're dealt 3 cards from a shuffle deck of 52 cards, find the probability that all 3 cards are queens. Well, remember, probability, in this case, that we get 3 queens, is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total outcomes. Or the other way to say that is the number of ways you can get 3 queens divided by the total number of ways you can get 3 cards. Well, favorable outcomes is getting a queen, getting 3 queens. And so there's 4 queens to choose from, and you want to get 3 of them, or you're going to getting them. There's 4 choose 3 ways to get those 3 queens. Again, there's 4 to choose from, and you're getting 3. The total number of ways to choose 3 cards, well, remember there's 52 cards in the deck, and that's 52 choose 3. And so let me get my calculator. So you can do these separately, or you can do it all in one. I'll just do it separately. We've got 4, hit the probability button, option 2, choose 3, we get 4. And then 52, probability button, option 2, choose 3, we get 22,100. If we put that into our calculator, 4 fraction button, 22,100. And I believe you were supposed to give this to the nearest 6 decimal places. So let's see, we've got 180, zeros here in the 6th spot. Notice the 9 is going to cause it to go up to 1. So this will be 0.0001881. All right, so that's that one. Let's move on to 42. So we learned that to find the median, you're going to find it in the n plus 1 over 2 position, where n is the number of numbers, or the number of pieces of data. Well, if you add up the frequencies, that'll give you the number of pieces of data. And so 5 and 3 is 8, and 2 makes 10, 15, and another 5 is 20, so 22. So 22 plus 1 over 2, 23 halves. Well, let's see, that's 11 and a half. Or so basically in the 11 and a half position. What that means is there's 2 numbers that are, well, notice there's 22 pieces of data. So we know there'll be 2 numbers in the middle. So basically you'll take the average of the number in the 11th and 12th position. All right, so we need to count until we get to the 11 and a half position. Well, notice there's 5 ones, so there's 5 numbers so far, and then you have 3 twos. So notice that last 2 is in the 8th position. I'm just adding the 5 and 3. The last 2 is in the 8th position. there's two threes, and so we have two more pieces of data. The last three is in the 10th position. We're just adding these numbers. Um, whoops, losing my screen here. And then there's five fours. And so the last four is in the 15th position. We're just adding 10 plus 5. Notice we passed the 11 and a half position. So basically, notice that the last three is in the 10th position, and then it's all fours until we get to the 15th position. And so it's going to be the average of 4 and 4, which is 4. And so the median here is going to be 4. Really, what you find is you're just adding, so your fifth one is in the 5th position, your third two is in the 8th position. I'm just adding these numbers. And then 8 plus 2, that gives me the 10 here. And I should say it this way, 8 plus 2 here gives me the 10, and 10 plus 5 gives me the 15. So you can, if you're counting this way, you can see that we were looking for the 11 and a half position. Well, that's going to end up being a 4. You're going to have two fours, you take the average of that, and you get 4. All right, let's move to the last problem. So now let me get, oh, you know what? I don't think I made a copy of um, the notes or the um, formula sheet. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Here we go. So this is the formula that we're going to be using right here. So the mean is the sum of the xf's divided by n. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to, actually, I don't think you're seeing the formula sheet. Not sure what you're seeing at the moment, so let me go back to here. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Let me print this out, and I'll be right back. All right. I'm sorry about the delay here. Okay. So